Let's begin by connecting to our deep felt breath. Letting breath spread throughout the entire space, volume of your body. So there's a mind component here. So your mind is meeting your body. The medium is breath. Breath is the translator. Breath is the bridge. It's how the quality of attention, the quality of awareness will be known. To feel this expansive movement of breath in and through body, it's helpful to relax the muscles around the brow and the eye. It's helpful to relax the muscles around the mouth, the throat, the abdomen, the hands, the shoulders. And mostly just giving ourselves the time to transition into this larger or more expansive state. With the change of state, the shape of breath changes. The quality of breath changes. Does it? Does it not? So our pranayama today is really simple. And it's important that the numbers I'm about to offer you are used just as a framework. It's not a strict hold our body captive to these numbers. So we'll start with an in 8, out 8, and then proceed to an in 9, out 9, in 10, out 10, in 11, out 11. So yeah, it's an increasing duration, but the ratio is 1 to 1. So we'll spend the next 5 to 10 breaths just playing with this gradually increasing duration of breath cycle. So whenever you're ready to begin, go right ahead and begin. And feel free to hang out at one of those lengths for a while. You don't have to increase. The numbers are nearly arbitrary, but they're helpful. With this, it's important to not push, to try to expand. It's more of a listening dance. If something opens, moves, becomes easier, just slide in and check it out. But if you feel gaspy or just return to give yourself some quote unquote normal breaths, reset. And after the next round or so, just relax that framework. We'll cross our right leg over our straightened left leg. So bent right over straightened left. With inhale, draw the right arm up. We're playing with half an archer. Exhale, bring the thumb nearer to the shoulder blade. And the left hand will just simply cap. So it looks like I'm pushing. I'm not pushing. I'm actually just guiding the placement or the rotation of this right elbow. And taking a few breaths into the upper back ribs, expanding the ribs up by the armpits and shoulder blades. Align the neck over the spine, the head over the pelvis. Up periscope. No strain on the neck. And also, there's no droop in the neck. And release. We'll switch sides. Right leg straightened, left leg bent. Inhale as we draw the left arm up. Take not only the arm up, but the arm, the ribs, the spine. Feel the spine can move up at arm suggestion. Exhale, thumb near shoulder blade. And the right hand is just a guidance. The guidance of the right hand brings the thumb more toward the outer shoulder blade than the inner part of the shoulder blade. Lateral more than medial. And I'll let those breaths soar. Again, it may take a little perspicacity, stick-to-itiveness with the mind to feel into that left lung and ribs, whole chest cavity and shoulder space. The breath is a medium. We'll know what we know by what we feel. And release. All right. When we lie back, we'll cross the right knee over the left with an option of bringing the foot under the calf. Interlace the hands behind the head. And use your abdomen to keep that top rim of sacrum on the ground. It's easy to just let the weight of the legs just pour the pelvis right off the ground. Use your abdominals and keep that sacral, lumbar, low back, kind of seam near the ground. Inhale, the head, shoulder blades up. And then exhale, the tailbone shifts, kneecaps, thighs lift toward the sky. Sink the low belly in and down. Do a couple more. Inhale. And after those couple, keep the feet where they are. Inhale, the head down to the ground. And place your hands on your thigh, your right thigh. Exhaling, pull the thigh into the hands. Hands push the thigh. That top rim of your sacrum stays on the ground. No gaps for now. Sink the low belly in. Keep that top rim of sacrum to the ground. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Switch sides. Left knee over right. There's two parts to this. Hands behind head for the first part. Inhale, head, shoulders up. Exhale. Thigh bones lift. Pelvis shifts. Low belly sinks. Feet active. Go a couple more, just like so. 2. Now leave the legs, the feet right where they are. Set the head down. Inhaling, keeping that top rim of sacrum down. Exhale. Draw the thigh to the hand to the thigh. Sink the low belly in and down. Once more. And release. All right, let's turn over to a side. And we'll set up on elbows and knees. I want to do a little dolphin. And with your exhale, enter dolphin. All right. So shifting weight into the left arm, you can leave the right arm on the ground. The weight shift can be partial, it can be whole, but it need not be anything that's not tolerable to shoulder. Just weight shifting into left arm. Now with the weight shift comes not sink or sag in the joint, but with the weight shift comes the invite to press more with that left arm. So as you weight shift, find the ability to press more and to breathe deeply as you press more. So just a weight shift. And now a shift the weight into the right forearm. The arms are on the ground, the forearms are on the ground. We haven't changed the shape of dolphin. The shape of dolphin is the shape of dolphin. And you can shift your weight into the right arm partially or wholly. But with that weight shift, we're not collapsing into the joint, but finding ways to press more vibrantly through the right side. So the shoulder, that heart, and that chest space, and all those vessels and tubes and structures pouring into the arm space are able to do what they do. Okay, and then shift weight back into both arms. And we'll stay with it just a moment more. Take the right foot toes, wrap them around the left heel cord. And press your weight into the left heel. Press with both arms, grow lighter in the shoulders. The sit bones drift back, spine decompresses. Deepen breath, so the mid ribs and the upper ribs, they move verifiably. What's the verification? Feeling. When we're in our body feeling, we can check our body by way of feeling. That calibration tool does not exist if we're not in our body. Now let's switch sides. Right foot down, left foot toes. Anchor the right heel cord. Press even more through the shoulders, arms rather. Lightening through the shoulders. Set feet down, set knees down. Inhale, hands under shoulders. Exhale, downward dog. All right. Step any foot forward to take a wide stance, a wide straight-legged stance. Interlace hands behind back, chest opener. Plus fold, exhaling. The outer edges of the feet kind of parallel with each other. This gives you a good bit of foot arch to work with as you press the outer foot, the inner foot into the ground, involving those quads, those leg muscles. And inhale, bring hands down to sacrum, release the hands. Heel toe feet together. We'll pause right here. We'll work some downward dog at the wall. In here, if you want to be on your hands or be on your forearms, dolphin at the wall, your choice. I'm going to talk lightly through it. So you'll set your hands or your hands and your forearms down. Feet near the wall, a few inches. Exhaling the knees off the ground. You might pause there for just a little moment, a setup moment, and to relax the neck, to deepen breath. When you're ready to go more fully upside down, foot to wall, and exhale, other foot to wall. And once you've, gotten a good 10 breaths in there, grab your block. I like this best with a softer object, like a foam block. So if you don't have if you have one of those harder cork blocks, just grab your roll. And the block is for, actually get kind of closer so you can see the position. Oops, back up a little bit more. So I'm getting my ankle and my heel, and I'm letting my forefoot be free of the block. I sat down so you can see it. We're going to use the wall. It's like we did last couple times. Okay. So I'm facing the wall just so I can even things out. I can have my hands for balance. So the ankles depress the object so that the heels can touch. I imagine most ankles are probably jut out a little more than the heels. So squeeze. And as I raise up onto the forefoot, elevating the heels, I squeeze some more. Now, part of the squeeze is to let yourself distribute your weight through your foot. As you do this a few times, don't be surprised to discover that you might be pressing into one foot much more than another foot. Don't be surprised if you press on the center of one foot and the outer edge of another foot. Don't be surprised if there's all sorts of interesting pressures or asymmetries and this is just to allow you to kind of feel through the foot in a different way that active foot doesn't always allow. And I might even just turn on some inner leg muscles in a way that we can't always get in, abdominals. And practice spreading your foot bones a bit differently with each of the reps. You might discover a whole leg doesn't really muscularly engage. Like you might have a whole leg side whose quad or butt or groin doesn't really feel like it turns on as much as the other one. When you've got a good squeeze, make sure you're breathing. And on the last rep or so, let's give it like one more. Once you elevate the heels, maintain for about 3 breaths, because I want you to just kind of ingrain and feel and absorb in that this is what legs can do in the upward dog. So as you're tweezing the ankles into that block, kind of rolling, rotating those thigh bones, feeling the glute get involved. Feel all those leg muscles way high up into the groin. And relax the heels down, lose the block. That's enough. And that's just so that we don't readily forget our legs when we're going through cobra, when we're doing upward dog. It's not dead weight, it's really useful energy. Stand at the top of your mat. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's go right foot back, lunge. Hands to ground. Exhale, step back, lower. Here's your legs. So imagine there's a block. Enliven those legs, reach back, inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward, lunge. Exhale, step forward, fold. Inhale, stand, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll go through another. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, the left foot back, lunge. Hands to ground. Exhale, step back. And lower. Here's those legs again. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, lunge. Exhale, step right foot forward, fold. Inhale, stand, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart. Go through a couple more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step right foot back, lunge. And continue. You might be wanting to go more your own organic rate, but we are kind of moving through these. So please continue. We'll finish the one we started, and we'll do one more. your pose. Inhale, bend knees, reach arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Monkey. Inhale, use your hands on the ground or on the leg. Press as the arms straighten. The chest moves away from the shins. As the chest moves away from the shins, the shoulders slide away from the neck. Supremely lengthened neck. Set the hands down. When you're ready to exhale, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog with all those great legs. Exhaling, downward dog. Triangle. Inhale, step left foot forward. Take arms way out to side. Exhale, reach with left arm, reach with left ribs. Feeling for maximum, shall we say, length, space. Maximum length, space through that left side. Before I ever set this hand down, I'm really strongly supported with my legs and through my trunk. In some theoretical sense, I could just work my triangle without the use of my hands, but put the hand down just so we don't just because there's so many back injuries. Okay, if you're not back injured and you're feeling kind of, self-composed or strong or great, the hand is just a position. It can be anywhere. So I'm not trying to prop myself up. I need it if we have pain on board, but we don't need it if we have, something that feels deeply intrinsically supportive. Okay, quarter moon. Bend the left knee. Inhale, set the left hand down outside the foot, in front of the foot. Exhaling, raising the right foot hip height. Now, while you're reaching that vibrant leg back, I like how we were squeezing the block and pushing the earth, and same time, grow the chest away from the foot. Feel the chest moving away from the leg. Feel the leg moving away from the chest. Both directions. This is mind exercise. Mind can go many directions. It can go one direction at a time. It can go two directions at a time. It can go all directions uniformly. It can go many directions. Entirely dissociated, confused ways. But with the breath, there's embodied confirmation of mind movement or stillness. So now our body is the ground of confirmation of truth. That's really good. That's an important body of truth. Quarter moon. Right hand, grab right ankle. And release. Inhale. Set the right foot down. Lounge lunge. Set the right knee down, the right hand down. Exhaling. Allow the right side ribs to drape down. Expanding one's breath, just like expanding one's mind. It takes energy, it takes time, it takes practice. It takes an acclimation phase. I mean, anyone can get expanded all at once in a hurry, but to kind of live there takes some structure building. You have to think of those coal miners, right? You keep digging and digging and deepening and deepening. You got to put all these braces in place. You have to make sure the things are going to cave in on you. Let's unwind. Inhale, step back to lower. Inhale, upward dog. With those legs, of course, with those legs. Exhaling, downward dog. All right, triangle. Inhale the right foot forward. Reaching through the right arm, the right side ribs. Get quite lengthy. We're using the hands just so we don't stress or strain anything. But you have a real strong feeling day. The legs and all that deep intrinsic support in the spine, breathing. That's going to help you elongate. So the way you can play with that is just kind of just modestly taking a moment of that weight off of the hand. The more of that deep intrinsic resource and support we find, often we can go more deeply into a pose. Half moon. Inhale the right hand forward and outside of the right foot. Let the breath stroll all the way into the chest. The chest does not get neglected here. This is one of those moments where sometimes we get a little gaspy. Oh my gosh, my arm's getting pulled. Oh my God. Deepen. Deepen is not a force move. It's more of a quality of staying with the mind through the breath into the body. Quarter moon, if I didn't say the right theories, if we didn't reach for the ankle yet, quarter moon, we grab with the left hand for the left ankle. I said it a little out of order. We'll live. As the leg reaches back, the chest, breathe, moves toward the front of your mat. Expand. All right, inhale. Inhale, release the left foot, set the foot down, the knee down, lounge, lunge. Exhaling, the right arm, grab the right thigh. And release. Inhale, unwind, hands under shoulders. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. We'll complete the sun. It was a sun at one time. Inhale, step or lightly jump feet forward, monkey. Exhaling, fold. And bending knees, inhale, reach the arms up. With the arms, take the ribs. With the ribs, feel that lengthening through the guts. Exhale, hands to heart. All right. So I'm going to make a suggestion. We're going to do some half Pashasana near the wall and with a loop. Let me show you the setup because I don't think we've done the setup before. So kind of the function of the setup is, so if you have, so the preface is, many of us when we squat, there's a lot of cues out in the world to make the legs go really wide, to give yourself room to go down. Okay, but this yoga pose is not a sport squat or an exercise squat necessarily. It's actually a little bit different. So rather than turning the toes out and trying to drive the knees out, it's more of like it's a very small footprint squat. So this large loop is for my shin and my hand. Okay. I'm going to face, pardon me. So the loop I'm getting on my wall near leg. And I'm using the hand up the wall, not back on the wall, up on the wall to keep me quite vertical. So what I get here is a little encouragement to gather the legs toward each other as I'm turning. So it's not going to be quite the interlock move that sometimes we do like so. You know, we interlock around like so. This is going to have a different setup. I'll talk you in. So let's say our left thigh is near the wall. Let's first establish that we might want something under our heels. So once you squat down, do I need to roll up my mat? Do I need a little heel lift? Okay. So I'm squatting next to the wall, my left thigh next to the wall. Loop up your left inner thigh. Pass the loop to your right hand. Take your left hand, go up the wall. We go up the wall because you can't hunch as easily. Now inhale. Move the left hand up the wall, use the right hand to draw the chest open. The more you pull on that strap, the more the inner leg tweezes back in and anchors the strap. I'll say it all again. As the right hand pulls on that loop, the left leg must tweeze back onto that loop and anchor it. Not pulling the leg apart, you're gathering the leg in. All right. If you're still working on that, go right ahead. And I'm going to just release and show and talk through the other side. I'll do a little more quickly. So squatting, right thigh near wall, loop around right thigh, feet close together. Again, this is different than an exercise squat. It's a yoga thing. Different. Left hand grab loop. Right hand walk up wall. You are turning or twisting to your right. As the left hand pulls, the right leg squeeze. Release. And now undo your strap. Get one more. Let's do a light version of tortoise. Usually we're doing tortoise. We got all blisteringly hot and sweaty, and we're going in for several rounds. Nope, not today. Okay. So for tortoise, I take a wide stance and a deep crouch. So our crouch was preparing us. Then, once you crouch, get your elbows off your thighs, because that's not where the pose is going. Get those elbows clear of the thigh. Reach up, grab strap. Reach up, grab strap. You can stay crouched, just fine. Move the shoulders away from the neck. Deep breath into upper back. Use your arm strength. Broaden that tent. Last couple of days we're talking about that thoracic diaphragm, the top of the tent top. Right? And breathing into the top of the tent, which is all of that rib, connective, neck, shoulder, chest. It's the whole tent top. So you use those arms, press against those thighs. Move the shoulders, the arm, the limbs broadly apart, down away from the head. It's kind of letting that tent pole kind of move and extend and reach. You don't have to go hard stretch, but go deep breath. Head, neck, just on that part of a spine continuum. Sometimes we hold our face to the ground because we think our vision is going to help us. Your feeling body is a great helper. Rely on it. Relax the neck. Release. All right. When you unwind from your prop, have a seat, lie back. And with the head resting, the back of the head resting on the ground, I'm going to bring the feet, the soles of the feet to face sky. Leaving the back of the head touching the ground. So the neck and the head are kind of like baby in a manger. Don't, without tousling your head or retching your neck, just take the right hand, reach for the sky. And if it touches your foot, it touches your foot, but don't wake the baby in the manger. Take your left hand, reach it for the sky. If it touches your foot, fine. If not, fine. But don't retch the neck. So just resting the weight of the head on the ground. And I'm much more interested in the tissues at the back of the head and, let's say, the tent top. So I'm letting the feet kind of fall into straddle, taking the hands with them. If you're doing happy baby the way that you're familiar, that's fine. And carefully release so the head and the neck aren't shaken abruptly. And just set the feet down, the hands down for rest. You can rest with your knees bent or straightened. Let what you feel in your body now attract You're feeling, sensing breath. There's a pretty good chance, I can't verify what you feel in your body, but there's a pretty good chance that there's some heightened sensing, maybe around the inner legs or the pelvis, wherever. But let that extra sensory perception attract breath, even more sensing and feeling. And if you have great skills of focusing, allow any of the tunneling or the myopia of focus, let that relax. So you can feel without tunneling or shutting out other information, the rest of your body, the environment you're in. It really depends how we've come to work with and know the word focus. Okay. For some of us, focus is to just simply bring something to the fore. And for some of us, it's actually to constrain all other seeing or sensing, with the exception of some one thing. So if you have a constraint variety of focus, relax. Kind of just feel where the constraint is. Might be around the sides of the eyes, in the corners of the mouth, or around the ears, forehead. Forehead usually gets drawn into constraint variety focus. And soften the forehead, the eyes. All right. When you're ready, bend knees. Turn to a side and press up. Namaste.